Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Road Tour. I'm in Ord, and I do want to thank the individual, and no, I'm not going to say your name on the video out of protecting your privacy. I did indeed get your comments on previous videos. I want to let you know that I greatly appreciate that. I mean, I've been doing the Road Tour for about 4 years now. Actually, going on into 5 years, and I do it because I really do enjoy the Second Life platform. I do my videos primarily for the sole purpose of a hobby and showcasing every individual's creativity on this platform. Everything exists on this platform except for all the base stuff provided by the corporation, an example, or meaning Second Life itself, right? But everything else is creators, what people have done, what people build, and what people do. I love to build when I can afford to do it. Yeah, there's been different times during my time in Second Life, and I've been on Second Life for quite a few years now. I know that the message I got in my inbox here in game, and I really do appreciate that. I read through the entire thing. I will send you a message back once I have a little bit more time to kind of go through and absorb and actually take in everything that you commented on. But I really do appreciate things like those. I don't expect that because I do this as a hobby because, I'm also a Second Life resident. But the whole thing is, I just want to showcase what everyone's doing here. And I do fully understand what you're saying. This area on the map here, let me just bring up the map. This particular region here, we're kind of talking about this area right here, Zord. And thank you also for highlighting exactly how to pronounce that. Because I know I was kind of like trying to pronounce it like, a fjord or, some kind of weird thing, right? But yeah, older region. Person in question that I'm talking about here bought property here about 15 years ago. That's about as long as I've been on the platform as well. So, yeah, something to think about. But, let's kind of just come forward and kind of see what's going on here. Actually, wait a minute. Let's make sure I'm going the right way. Okay, yeah. I'm heading what would be east. I'm assuming that's east, right? Gosh, yeah. I'm trying to get my marbles about me here. All right, yeah. East. All right, let's turn that off. Let's kind of see what's going on here. Ooh. I'm familiar with this right here. Kind of get... Whoa! Look at that. We are in a different region. Holy moly. All right. Of course, ban lines everywhere. Yeah, I'm not going to try to fight with those. I don't like what happens with ban lines. It's kind of like a... Whoa. You know what I'm seeing right here, right? Okay. You see the land over here. Here's this click on this. About land. Not for sale. But my question is... So, yeah, my assumption is, based on that, this is part of the actual land existing, perhaps. I mean, granted, you can terraform, you know, if you have some decent land, you could terraform that land. But like over here, you know, these are definite like sand textures that have been placed in. I've done this on different water properties I've owned. I've never liked the look of the edge. You know, I like the more natural look where you actually have the land to play around with and create your own kind of a beachfront, right? I mean, it makes sense. You know, when you look at that. Oh, man. Holy cow. Ugh. I don't know what to do with that. I'm going to pull up the map again. I want to take a look. See what's going on down there. Huh. Alright. Can't scroll any closer. That's alright. Yeah, hold on a second here. I'm going to turn off these controls so I can get down here a little bit closer. I'm thinking, well, I want to show you what I'm talking about. Okay, you see where I'm on land right here, right? Can't really, well, here I can pan down. Here we go. See, this is actual land here. Now, if you look at this area here, this will be the Linden Department of Public Works. This is your protected roadway, well, waterway in this case. Then I come up here, and this area is not blocked off. Look at that insane. Oh my gosh. Diving board. I don't know if I want to be diving in that. What is this? Okay, wait. Okay, I'm kind of confused. Yeah, I don't think you want to dive in there. Like, you're going to dive right onto a air mattress. Which, you know, I suppose could be okay. But, oh my gosh. Ew, ugly man lines. Those things always rub me the wrong way. I don't know why. Well, actually, I do know why, because I think they're just ridiculous. This is an interesting, kind of a beach house here. I don't know. Let's see if we can come inside. And keep in mind, you know, I know that I, you know, am invading people's properties, but I'm doing it in the name of showcasing your creativity as an individual. You know, I'm not violating your personal information or anything. I mean, nobody really knows anybody on Second Life unless you give them that personal information. And I never suggest that you do that unless you really feel like you can actually trust somebody. I've been in a couple of loops before where I've done that. This is kind of nice, though. Almost like a club gathering house. Yeah, I'm totally on board with that. Here, let's see what else we got going on here. This thing's got a lot more, what do we got here? Ooh. Yeah, it's not too bad. I like the decorations. Alright. Let's see what's going on upstairs here on this level. Oh boy. Not too much. Sometimes I don't know what I'm walking into, and that can always be challenging while doing videos. Worst case scenario, and I have had to do it before, is I need to go back and edit the video and like actually cut things out of the video because they simply are not appropriate to be showing. It's kind of nice right here. Look at that. Wow. Yeah, but we have hit into another region, actually. I didn't even see what that region name was. Here, let's see if I can find that. Wow. Sun Spiral. Okay. Yeah, I guess we're going to be hanging around Sun Spiral for a little bit, kind of see what happens. Of course, paying close attention to the band lines, of course. Look at those colorful palm trees. I kind of like the look of that. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about right here. Yeah, you oh man, that's so abrupt too. You know, you put these pre-made sand things up. I know you can stretch them, you know, and do this and that with some of them. Not all of them, but most of them you can actually do that. But yeah, I think we're gonna have to come over here and check this out. You know, I'm just gonna park myself and get waterlogged. I'm just gonna stay right in the middle of the water channel, so you know some weird thing doesn't happen. There's been a couple of times like where, like over here, there's like no band line or anything going on, right? And a couple of times I would like log out, you know, not really thinking about it, then log back in. Then I get like sent like totally somewhere in some other location on the map, and it totally throws me off. Actually, it's personally it's kind of rude and irritating because you know I don't like my time being wasted unnecessarily because someone gets an itch and oh they got to put band lines up suddenly out of the blue. I mean I understand it, but from my perspective, I mean you know I can't come in here and alter your property, do this and do that. I can't take your possessions. You know, it's really an interesting psychological thing how our need for privacy and obscurity comes over on a platform where you basically have complete immunity as far as who you really are in your real life identity. And believe me, I've met so many people over the years, you know, different like little casual relationships with several married women. You know, the anonymity thing, you know, it's kind of crazy. It's like, well, to be honest with you, I can tell you straight up, a lot of the reason why people put band lines up is because of experiences they have ended up creating for themselves within the Second Life platform, the world. And they get people coming to their residence, you know, that they've had fun with or done stuff with and, you know, gotten a little bit too carried away with. And, you know, basically, boom, you know, you can go around different properties, look at the ban list, you know, if the person actually owns the property and whatnot. Well, you know, to a certain point, you might be able to do that. So I don't really know, but hey, y'all let me know what you think about all of this in the comments below, and I'll see you on the next road tour video. Till then, y'all keep safe and peace.